Now, the president's relationship with the labor sector has been a mixed bag of fortunes and with fulfilled and missed opportunities for enhancing workers' fortunes.
Brenda Wanga looks at the country's labor industry during Uhuru's tenure.
Increase of the minimum wage by 12 percentage points.
On his last Labor Day celebrations before leaving office, President Uhuru Kenyatta had a parting gift for the Kenyan worker, long beat down by the high cost of living and a stagnant minimum pay that has lasted for the last 4 years. But as the workers say, this gesture may have come a little too late, perhaps a statement to the bittersweet relationship that has existed between the workers and their head of state.
Imekuwa ni shida sana. Na ukikombea hata pia nyumba zimepanda, vyakula imepanda. Mimi mwenyewe nafanya na kampuni inaitwa Pembe. Ukiangalia upande ya unga, ukikombea unga ya ngano inaelekea shilingi 200. Na unga ya mahindi pia imepanda.
Hajafikia ile kiwango ambapo uchumi wetu unaenda. Umeona hata kama ametuongezea 12%, hatujashukuru vile, lakini angejaribu pia atupunguzie bidhaa za utumizi manyumbani, wapi sukari, bei ya unga imepanda, lakini tunamshukuru. Ila rais mwenye anakuja tunamuomba sana, uchaguzi kifanyika, rais akichaguliwa aweze kutusaidia atupunguzie bidhaa vya bei, ila tu tunamuomba aendelee na huo moyo wake ambaye umekuwa kazini.
When the president came to power in 2013, he did so on the promise of tackling the problem of unemployment, especially amongst the youth. His government's manifesto promised to create 3 million jobs along the agriculture value-add chain, this alongside a direct 1 million jobs each year. His second term also maintained the same promises, creation of 1.3 million jobs every year. But despite these promises, the unemployment rate in Kenya remains the highest in East Africa, with 40% of the population reported to be living in extreme poverty. But the government has consistently fallen short of hitting the targets. Data from the government placed jobs created in 2013 at 742,000 against a target of 1 million. At the end of the government's first term, the jobs created stood at 789,000. At the start of the Jubilee government's second term, the job creation trends showed that in 2018, in the informal sector, there were 744,000 jobs created. 80,000 jobs were created in the formal sector. The job situation continued to take a hit in 2020 when the COVID pandemic wiped away gains, however minimal, in the job creation sector.
Unemployment situation, the high levels of informality, the 2 million Kenyans who lost their jobs during COVID and who are not able to go back to work as yet.
While the private and informal sectors bore the brunt of these job losses, the government says its jobs remained largely intact.
Hakuna mwalimu, hakuna mfanyikazi wa serikali, hakuna askari ambaye alifutwa kwa sababu ya ukosefu wa pesa. Watu wetu wote waliendelea na kazi zao bila kukatwa mishahara vile ilikuwa inaendelea katika nchi zingine.
And just as the economy was beginning to recover from that pandemic, the Ukraine-Russia conflict has thrown a spanner in the works, further pushing the cost of living out of reach for many Kenyans. By the time the Jubilee administration took over in 2013, the country's inflation rate was 5.72%. It exits the stage, leaving the country's inflation rate at 6.9%. Despite this gloomy outlook, President Uhuru Kenyatta remains optimistic that his promise of creating 600,000 jobs by the end of his term in August will be realized. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV, Nairobi.